So we're just going to do a little training video, a little safety video. There's always something that can go wrong, but we've built this in a way that it's really solid between the concrete, the bolts, the mechanism should be solid, but we just want to make sure that everything stays safe and nobody gets hurt ever doing this. So first off, we got to take this box off. So David's going to be taking the little screw off. There's one on both sides. For now, we'll just remove this side. And then David, you can help me lift this off. There we go. So we get this and put this in a safe spot here. And here's your controller. And we'll explain that in a minute. You can look down in here how this is rigged up here. It goes through one side of the pole here, that cable that wraps around here. You never really release more than about 5 feet off that pulley. So okay, so Dee's gonna plug this in. So you have your power cord. And you've put the power outlets here. All right, so a couple of things to remember. Over on this side, you never want to remove this one. In fact, we'll just put here, do not remove. This one is the one you remove. This little arm here keeps it from going that way if you loosen it, but we don't want this to have some slack in it and it jerks it. We don't want to jerk anything. Everything has to be smooth. If you leave this too tight, it won't float. So just make sure there's a little bit of leeway in that so you can push this so it pulls out. If it's too tight, it's not going to come out very easy. So you want that bolt should slide right out. So go ahead and pull it out, D. There you go. Okay, so now we're ready to bring it down. See how it tilted toward that direction? It's naturally want to go center of gravity. So now you're going to step out of this area here. As you have this yellow construction tape, I would do this. I think it keeps kids from running across here. This is the safety zone. We'll leave you with the PVC and the rebar and get you a roll of the caution tape. And then that way, nobody should be within this while the pole's going up or down. And so your staff or whoever's here, part of the service, should be outside the yellow tape. And so we don't want anything coming down in case there's an issue. So when I push the top button right here, it's gonna relax and look how it unwinds. Okay, so we want to keep a little bit of pressure on the pole, and then as soon as it gets center of gravity is shifted to the, just kind of ease it on down. Just go slow, there's no big hurry. And you can do it that smooth or smoother than that. Nobody should be standing here right now. And so I'm going to stop it right here for a second. Okay, so this is where I'd like to have a couple of your crew getting ready to receive it, because when it gets down lower, there's way more load on the cable. So when we get it down a little bit farther, I'll have a couple of our guys just kind of lay it down gently on the sawhorse that we're leaving you. Here we go. See how it's bouncing a little bit? You want to keep it smooth. There you go, a little bit more. See how they kind of absorbed it as it bounced down? When it gets to that point, it bounces quite a bit. And so at that point, I would go ahead, unplug the plug. Here, we'll inspect this down again, but a couple of things you're gonna want to inspect. Let's come over here. Is most of the load of this whole process is right here. And we've smoothed off the inside of the aluminum here to keep it nice and round. This is a good, is this 1/4 inch cable?
Yes.
Or this quarter, this is, okay, so this is solid aircraft cable. This will hold like 16,000 pounds. This right here is where the wear point is. We've put rubber over here. We'll inspect this now and again and make sure that that's not wearing, but it is a wear point. So this is where we're going to be the most careful. Up here, it's got a crimp and a stopper up there. And you can see how we have this welded in sleeve here. You come around the backside here. So you can see how this is in here now. And it's doing really well, so good. We found that cable's strong enough to pull it back up easily, but what I would like to do is have a couple of people standing about away from the pole, but like this, to help it up right at the start. So I'm gonna have Travis and David on either side of the pole, give it a little bit of a lift, making sure they don't get in this line here. They see outside the line of the pole. And I'm looking around to make sure those guys are safe, and make sure there's nobody in this track right here, even going back that way. And so I'm going to start up slowly, and they'll lift it up, and off it goes. Now at this point, everybody clear out before it gets too high. You don't want to have anybody underneath it while it's going up. Here we go. Okay, so we're almost all the way up now. As a pole pulls in, you don't want to reel it in so far that you overload the cable here, okay, and overload the pole. It's okay if it's a little bit loose as we pull up here, and you'll see the pole get a little bit wobbly here. That's where you have a person, perhaps on each side, push the pole centered so we can put the pin through the bottom. And you can watch this now as I do this. Okay, see how close we are there? Just a little bit more. See how it's wobbling now? Now Dee's come over here now. Dee's gonna go ahead and find that hole. The safety pin will go in. There's the pin in. And we're out the other side, and then come around the other side. And you can see that that pin is gonna put a lock nut on there. And there you go.